because work was slow during that time. So about 3, 4 hours of work. I'm like, yeah, I'll cover you. He wanted to go out with his friends. So I go walk to the company, open it all up. It's a big warehouse, big, huge kitchen, and wash the dishes, degrease the ovens, you name it, we did it all. And so as I'm washing the dishes, I had the music, going on. Everything's cool. I'm just right there washing with the it's like a gun. You're shooting, like pressurized water into the dishes. Like that movie Child's Play when Chucky runs in the back, part one.
Oh yeah.
Exactly what happened. And I was like, what the heck? I turned around because I could have swore somebody ran behind me. And I turned around and I got like kind of froze, like scared, like, oh, what's up? I turned the water off and I grabbed the freaking butcher knife, thinking some freaking homeless person must have broke in because there was a lot of druggies and homeless people around that area in North Hollywood. Now I'm looking, dude, I'm wearing an apron because it kept the water off your clothing. Now I'm looking under the tables, everything, and I see nothing. But it spooked me enough, and I was so confident somebody ran behind me that I'm just looking around the whole building. And then I'm like checking outside the gates, make sure everything was closed. Because we will keep the doors open, just the gates closed. But if you jump over the gate, you could come in. After that, I was closing down the gates. They're kind of like those large garage doors, but steel ones. So I closed it all up and thought nothing of it. I go to work again another day, and sure enough, I see the image again. Now I'm like, nah, man, something's going on. And I'm so tired that I'm imagining it. And as the days are going, it's already been almost about a week and a half of me seeing this figure. So every time I turn around, the figure goes away. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to turn this time. So I could kind of focus on it. And I could see that the figure was a female. And she had short hair, light skin, and she was wearing an apron. And I forgot, I want to say the color was blue. And she kind of dressed like we did because we all wore aprons, but I think they were black or gray that we used. And since I wasn't looking back, she was getting closer as the time went on to the point that she's like right here. And I could and I'm looking through the corner of my eye and I could see her right here. And I'm like, all right. So I'm singing, that video Black Hole Sun, Soundgarden? When that crazy smile, they're all smiling. That's how she had a smile like that. It was like a scary big smile, yeah. And I was like, oh man.
Black hole sun.
Yeah. So sure enough,
I just watched the other day with my daughter.
Oh, yeah, it's a cool video. I turned around and of course she was gone. And I was like, oh man. But I no longer was scared because I was already used to seeing her around. She never did nothing, never touched me, but she would just appear. So I said, you know what? I'm going to tell my cousin. So I said, hey, Sergio. He's like, what's up? And I kind of didn't want to tell him because I know how he is. He kind of gets spooked a lot more than I do. And so, yeah, even when he was younger, he'd have to sleep with the lights on because he'd get scared of the dark. So I say, hey, Sergio, what's up, man? I wasn't sure about telling you, but I'll let you know that I've been seeing a ghost at work. He's like, what? Yeah, it's a woman. I'm telling him about the whole Black Hole Sun smile and everything. He's like, oh, no, man, you should have told me. He's all scared. So he had to go to work that day. He's like, hey, man, come with me to work. I was like, no, dude, you got it. I go, she doesn't do nothing. She just appears. No, man, come on. Are you serious? I'll give you half my hours. I'm like, all right, let's go. So I'm going there. After a while, I'm like, dude, you got to face your fears, man, After 2 days me going with him. And so he goes, he ain't seen nothing. But about a week later, there's 2 workers, Hugo and Eric Herante. They used to work with us. One's from Guatemala, one from Honduras. They were prep cooks, and they're talking about a female ghost. And Sergio's like, oh, wait a minute. Cheo was just talking to me about this. So Sergio gets closer to listen, and they're talking about a story in the old Rick Braden Catering Company. It moved. This was the second spot they were at. And they said that catering company was haunted. And there used to be a female ghost that was nice, but she would just walk around like the catering business. And they were familiar with her. And he's like, my cousin's listening. He's like, oh shit, it sounds very familiar to what I was telling you. And he said, how does she look? But he doesn't want to tell them. And I haven't talked to them. I just told Sergio because he's kind of like wants to see if it's the same. He goes, oh, well, she has short hair. And they're describing the woman that I saw. And she goes, she wears the old aprons. We used to wear color blue. And he's like, oh man, now he knew for sure. I'm getting goosebumps telling you again. I don't know if you see,
Oh
see that?
shit.
I'm getting goosebumps, man. And he's describing what I told him. He calls me, dude, it's real.